Welcome to our whiteboard drawing, Enterprise 20 Dial Plan Build, Dial Plan End User Training. How do I call external numbers? External numbers are numbers outside of Enterprise 20, like your home phone number. We just talked about internal calling. You can dial using site-abbreviated dialing or internal dialing. What about calling people outside of Enterprise 20? Calling external numbers from your Cisco phone is just like calling from any other phone except use a 9. You can call all different kinds of numbers: emergency, service, local 7-digit, local 10-digit, long distance, toll-free, and international. You can call 911 for emergencies, or you can call 911 for emergencies. You can only dial 911 and 9911 from a real physical phone. You cannot call 911 or 9911 from Cisco IP communicator or other soft phones running on a PC or laptop. We might not be able to properly route those calls. If you dial 911 or 9911 by accident, do not hang up. Stay on the line, identify yourself, and explain your mistake. In many places, emergency responders will be dispatched if you dial 911 and then hang up. You can call 3-digit service codes. In Montreal, 311 provides access to information for the City of Montreal. You can dial local 7-digit numbers and local 10-digit numbers. You can dial toll-free numbers and long-distance numbers. You can dial international numbers. These numbers may be slow to ring. You can speed this up by pressing the pound key when you're finished dialing. Some lines are restricted in where they can dial. Line 0001 has long-distance and international calls blocked. If you dial 91722-555-0000, you will get a fast busy after dialing the whole number. If you dial 9011-698-0000, you will get a fast busy after dialing 90116. You may get another digit in, if you're lucky. Toll-free numbers can be dialed from most lines. People can call into WebEx from any line not restricted to internal dialing only. Some country codes and some area codes are high risk. We restrict dialing to those numbers. If you can't dial a number that you need to dial, contact us at collabadmin@enterprise20.ca. Maybe we can change your calling privileges. What about speed dials and call lists? How do they work? You can also dial using speed dials, using call lists, and using directories. The same button is used for both call lists and directories. Speed dials can be configured from the user web pages. Web browse to this address. Log in using your username and password. Select the phone for which you want to configure speed dials. It doesn't matter what line you select. Select the Home tab. These speed dials were configured for testing. We'll change speed dial 1 to something more appropriate. 911 is not a good candidate for a speed dial. Click on the plus symbol beside the speed dial. We are creating a speed dial for Halifax extension 7751 using internal dialing. 8 plus the 7-digit number. Change the number and the label and then click Save. This pop-up in the bottom right corner of the window should indicate success.
Hooray!
Speed dial 1 is updated. Here's a tip. If you roam between sites, it's better to configure speed dials using internal numbers with an 8 instead of the extension. Configure 857360002 instead of 36002. Here we make a call to the user in Halifax using the speed dial button we just configured. Just press the button and the call is placed. Here we make a call to a 10-digit local number in Montreal using the speed dial button configured with the number 95144600000. Just press the button and the call is placed. Easy peasy. Remember, speed dials work just like dialing. You can configure an extension for a line at your site. You need an 8 for internal dialing, and you need a 9 for outside calls. Call lists record numbers for missed calls, received calls, and placed calls. Call lists make it easier for you to dial the people you need to call.
Hooray!
Call lists record numbers for placed, received, and missed calls. Here are calls coming into Chloe's phone from a Halifax line and a 10-digit local Montreal number. Press this button, which is called the Directories button, but has call lists as well. Select Missed Calls, select a number, and click Dial or Edit Dial. We try to make numbers and call lists dialable without editing. These numbers can be returned by clicking on the Dial button. Sometimes you might have to click Edit Dial to edit the number so it can be dialed. We know you don't like this, but remember, the telephone numbering scheme is ancient and there's only so much we can do. If you have persistent problems with one-click dialing to return calls, then contact us and we'll see what we can do. You can use the four-way navigation pad and select button to bring up the placed calls list and select a number. You can call outside numbers just like you do from any phone, except use a 9. You can configure speed dials for your phone using the user web pages. You can quickly make calls using these speed dials. You can use call lists to help dial the people you need to call. Coming up next, Enterprise 20 Dial Plan Build, Dial Planned End User Training, Call Forwarding from your Cisco phone. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.